It's true. We've done a lot of fishing and a lot of polluting of our oceans, so there are less fish in the sea. But, ladies or gentlemen, I don't want you to think that way. I want you to change your mind. I want you to recognize that it doesn't matter how many fish there are in the sea. It's really about finding the right one. It's really about you being who you are, being more attractive as you authentically are, and allowing law of attraction to bring the right person to you. Then it doesn't matter how many fish there are in the sea. I'm Kaylin, and I am co-founder of the Golden Flow System of Accelerated Well-Being and Abundance. I have been helping people for over 15 years, and I have certainly helped people with their relationships. Whether they were looking to manifest, conjure up, and attract the right person into their lives, or whether they were looking to improve their current relationship. And it's always possible. So today I want to mix those two, which I know seem very opposite. That feeling that there's no fish in the sea, all the good ones are taken kind of thing, and a totally different feeling that you're in a relationship, but the relationship isn't necessarily everything you want it to be. He or she is the way he or she is, and that's never going to change. And the truth is, I'm the way I am, and I don't want to change. I met a woman the other day who told me she'd been married for 17 years and that they joke about the fact that they'll probably never be able to ever get divorced because no one else would ever put up with their stuff. In other words, we've grown accustomed to each other, but no one else could ever. So you and I better make this work kind of thing. Well, you know, on the one hand, I applaud you and I are in this together. Let's make this work. But it doesn't have to be this whole things aren't going to change. Things have hit a certain plateau in our relationship. And now that we've been together or been married for so many years, nothing's changing. Is that fun? It's not exciting, right? At that point, a lot of the times the romance is gone, the passion might be dwindling. You know, whatever it is, I want to mix those two worlds, the no fish in the sea mentality and the no excitement, no new romance in the relationship mentality. Because in both these cases, one of the things that's really going on is that you have a place in yourself where you're living under a myth, which I'm going to bust right now. The myth, of course, being the obvious, there's no fish in the sea. Or the myth that all the good ones are taken and in a boring relationship now. You get a sense of that? How crazy is that? All the good ones are taken and they're being bored to death. You know, they're boring themselves and their mate's boring them to death. It doesn't make sense, does it? I hope that by my saying it that way, you're kind of going, wait, yeah, that didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's just you believing a myth. So let's change your belief today. Here's the bottom line. When your energy is in a place that it's been in for a long time, and you are perpetuating that energy by perpetuating your beliefs, like you keep telling yourself, there's no fish in the sea. Well, you know, it's a really big world, it's a really big ocean, and it's really a little narrow-minded to say that because you haven't gone and explored the ocean. So I want you to change your mind about your own mentality. I want you to get wiser because in your own wisdom, you're going to look at this differently and you're going to be so glad you did. You're going to free yourself from that myth. No, you haven't explored the whole ocean. You have been doing the same things over and over. As a matter of fact, in my last video, I talked about the importance of the ability to raise your energy just by doing things differently. Because when we do things the same way, our energy stays the same and we keep attracting the same thing. So you might tell me, but Kaylin, I go out on dates. I date different people all the time. And I would say, that's great. But if you're having the same basic experience over and over and you keep telling yourself, there's no good fish in the sea and all the good ones are taken, or alternatively, if you are in a relationship and you go, well, I tried to change things up, but we're just so comfortable, we're doing this and work comes up and that, you know, there's nothing to change. If you're under those kind of beliefs, you're still under that myth because your energy is the same. You keep telling yourself the same thing. Now, it's a bit of a chicken or the egg, which came first kind of scenario. And the truth is, they just keep spinning each other. The egg, the chicken, the egg, the chicken. Because you have an experience and you go, nothing's going to change in the marriage. We're set in our ways. Nothing's going to change in my relationship. He or she is the way he is, and I am the way I am. I keep going on dates, and they're always the same jerks. They're always the same stuck-up ladies or whatever. I don't know what you're saying to yourself. That's not as relevant as the idea that you have that experience and then you say the same thing to yourself. There's no fish left in the sea. So you get yourself stuck in a loop. Let's change your energy so that you can change your experience. I want you to notice if you have any belief similar to the ones that I've been talking about. If you do, tell yourself, look, I'm going to try this for a little while to see if I can change my experience. So for 30 days or 60 days, whatever you're comfortable with, I'm going to put this belief to the side. I'm going to stop saying it to myself. Instead, I'm going to say something new to myself. I'm going to say, there's new opportunities all the time. This universe is part of, galaxy upon galaxy. It's vast. It's so vast that clearly there are unlimited combinations of things, unlimited opportunities and possibilities. In a universe like that, could I meet a new kind of person? Yes. In a universe so vast, so colorful, and so endless, could my relationship improve? Of course. Could there be new romance? Oh yeah. The difference is only really in you. And I want you to stop and notice. Even if you're in a relationship, you might be going, well, Kaylin, I tried to sort of change things up. I tried to work on myself and it didn't change my mate. My mate remains at that plateau. Keep going. If that's the kind of scenario you're having, or if you feel like you've tried going on dates with new people and you really are finding the same thing, keep going. Because in either case, it just takes some work on yourself. When you change yourself, the universal law says that law of attraction looks to you and your energy and reflects you back in the experiences it brings you so that you can see yourself and your energy. In spirituality, we call that the first causality, know thyself. Law of attraction is serving the know thyself causality. That means that it isn't the world, it isn't your mate, and it isn't the people you're dating, it's you. I know that can be a little hard to take, but the truth is that can be very empowering. I also want you to know that I have worked with people who go, no, you don't understand. I've really tried changing myself and I haven't seen changes in the external world. And I go, yes, but there's something where you haven't changed yourself or it's coming. Inevitably, there's something you haven't changed in yourself that you are perpetuating because the shift will come. And in 15 years of working with people, that shift does come. It does change. So I want you to, just for today, if you really want to experience something new in the romance department, decide that it is you and that means that you can change you. You're in an empowered position and that's a great place to be. So look at yourself. Look to see what it is that you need to shift in yourself because a lot of the times it really is just a belief. And so a lot of the times, granted you need to get in the flow of your new belief, you can take on a new belief such as this is a cosmic large universe. There are galaxies filled with endless opportunities and possibilities. There's someone out there for me. There's the ability for my relationship to improve and to get more passionate, more romantic. Now, the trick to beliefs and trying to shift your beliefs is that you have to believe them. And I understand that one of your first thoughts is going to be like, well, I don't. I'm saying it to myself. I'm listening to you, Kaylin, and I'm saying it. But there's this big voice in me going, I don't buy it. I understand. And that's when you really need to get in the flow. I recommend using my Golden Flow system. It's a very simple 3-step process. Step 1, welcome that voice. Listen to it. Step 2, is about allowing, embracing, or experiencing whatever's going on, your experience. So listen to the voice and feel the way it makes you feel. Allow yourself to listen to the voice. Embrace it. Maybe it makes you feel bad. Feel bad. It's a small price to pay to shift your energy so that you can catch up with the belief. Because one of the things that happens is we go, I know that belief is right, but I don't believe it. Have you ever had that happen? It's a terrible feeling because you're like, I know that's true, but I can't get myself there. It's still just not what I'm experiencing, what I'm believing. I can't reach it. And you have this sense that you can't reach it. So allow yourself to feel the way it makes you feel, because it's a very temporal state. It's just part of your experience, and it will come and go when you let it come and go. As a matter of fact, then there's step 3. You let it go. You let it flow. So again, 1, you welcome your experience. 2, you allow it or embrace it or experience it. Any of those will do. And 3, then you let it flow. When you do that, what will happen is that voice comes and says, I don't believe it. Don't buy it. We've had the opposite experience time and time again. You just allow the voice. A lot of times we try to shut the voice down, but it tends to just get louder and more pronounced. And then law of attraction goes, oh, you want more of that voice, more of that experience. And it tends to bring you more of what you were not after. Have you ever noticed that? That sometimes when you're trying to shift something, you're trying to attract something, you attract a lot more of the exact opposite. And that's a terrible feeling because you almost feel punished. That's not what's really going on. What's going on is instead of flowing the experience, you're ignoring the voice and it's getting larger. And so as it gets larger, law of attraction is saying, oh, there's your energy, and attracting from that place. So instead, welcome the voice, allow the voice, listen to the voice, allow, embrace, experience it. And step 3, then let it flow. Because even your clothes you take off at the end of the night and you let them flow, you put them in the hamper and you get your pajama kind of thing. Everything in life is about a phase. It's about a day starting, a day ending, and we let the day go, right? You don't try to stay in yesterday or the day before. You have no choice. Eventually you have to let it go. We keep the memories, and that keeps us out of the now moment. It keeps us out of the flow. So I want you to do the same with your belief. Flow your belief. Flow as you are trying to take on a new belief that's going to help you. Flow the voices that come up. Flow the feelings that come up. Flow the thoughts that come up that go, If you know that the new belief is righter, you know it's more correct, and you know that you're stuck in the old one, just get in the flow with it. Because I'm telling you, I hear women tell me, but I'm too old, or all the fish are taken, or and I'm going, you need to change that. That's not true. There are women meeting their perfect man all of the time. There are people getting married every day. There are people falling in love every day. The only difference between you and them is that they have gotten in the flow of their belief. They have allowed themselves to attract the one fish, because it's a very big ocean. It'd almost be like saying all the stars in the universe have burned out. No, they haven't. There's endless stars. But all you want is one, I think. Maybe you want two. I don't know. I'm not going there. But my point is, you only have to attract one person. Hypothetically. Theoretically. Theoretically. So change your mind. Because ladies, if there's someone out there for you and you're not allowing yourself to experience them, that can be a little heartbreaking. So change your mind. Allow yourself to have that great experience. Guys, just because you haven't found the right person, it doesn't mean that she who is sweet and loving and is your perfect gal kind of thing isn't out there. Your person is out there. Allow your star to shine brightly by first and foremost acknowledging that it's not true that all the stars are burnt out. There is a shining star in the sky for you. I hope that you think about this the next time you're outside at night and you see a twinkly light or any star that you might see, that you sit there and go, gosh, she's right. Look at how many stars there are. I have to change my mind and get in the flow. Because when you're in the flow, law of attraction brings things to you. not only effortlessly, but generally in packages, in other words, in experiences that go well beyond anything you could have conjured up or imagined. In other words, the universe and law of attraction can plan better experiences than you can. So allow that. Change your mind and realize how many stars there are in the sky, in the universe. And let yourself attract who you want to attract, or shift your relationship so that your relationship is filled with more of whatever it is you prefer. More romance, more passion, more time together, more intimacy. Whatever it is that makes your life so sweet and worth living. Because that's what it's all about. Again, I'm Kaylin. I hope that I've gotten you to change your mind and realize that you can really flow that voice and change your beliefs and have a whole different experience. The truth is, your job is just to change your mind and to get in the flow. Then law of attraction will take care of the rest for you. Because you can't make stars shine. Law of attraction takes care of that for you. All you have to do is recognize it. When you look up, you'll see them. So change your mind and start to look up, start to look around, and start to get into the flow. I hope that really helps you and that you shift or attract great love in your life.